Welcome to On Topic. I'm Jennifer Fuller. This week, Illinois voters went to the polls to choose their party's nominees that'll square off in the general election this November. We're getting a recap today with Professor and Chair of Political Science at SIU, Tobin Grant. Tobin, thanks for coming in.
Happy to be here.
I think a lot of people were not really surprised with the outcome of the election, but the Republican contest for governor between the incumbent, Governor Bruce Rauner, and State Representative Jeannie Ives was a lot closer than people expected.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Yeah, as best as we can tell is that, you didn't have a lot of motivation on the Republican side as you did to the Democratic side. But the social conservatives in particular who are upset with Rauner over abortion funding and a couple other things like that really moved out in ways that we didn't see coming, especially in polls a few weeks prior to that, and just it was much, much closer than people expected.
What does this do when the governor goes back to the legislature? He still has to negotiate a budget. He still has to continue working before the general election. Does this affect his efficacy at all? Oh,
sure. Because he's going to have to go back, and they now have another picture of what the votes were like in their district, and in some cases they're going to have an easier pass because they know that they're unopposed or something like that. But this shows that he's really weak, that he did not have, he's not coming in with a solid backing and a lot of energy like he did before.
We also saw at the same time that for some of those lawmakers that crossed over and voted for a budget last year, they saw a primary challenge. And in a very few instances did that primary challenge actually win. Are those lawmakers now, in your mind, safe? Can they vote against the governor again?
Oh, sure, because they did. In the case of, locally, we have Terry Bryant who did that, and you see that she has support of things like teachers unions and other things like that. And so, yeah, you're looking at, and they've made it past whatever damage that he could do to them, he's already done, and now they're incumbents and they're going into the general election. They're going to have to face a Democratic wave, possibly, like everybody else, but other than that, they should, his particular influence over them is going to be much more diminished.
And in the short amount of time that we have remaining, it's going to be a big spending election when you've got two such wealthy individuals at the top of the ticket.
Yeah, because money for them coming in is not an issue. And in Illinois, not only do you have a large state, but you have major media markets like Chicago that's highly expensive.
Certainly something we're going to keep an eye on. I'm sure we'll see lots of money spent, lots of commercials, and all that goes with it.
Lots of commercials. Enjoy it.
And we'll bring you the latest as that comes right here on WSIU On Topic. I'm Jennifer Fuller. You can find more episodes at WSIU.org.